Hello and welcome to this second take Beyond Shakespeare session. We are exploring the contention between liberality and prodigality. The room has read this play through 2 weeks ago, and everyone's gone away, had a little bit of a chance to present the best face of this show as we have been able to manage, considering that everyone has very full and busy lives. But hopefully we are able to present to you a much more energised and exciting version of the contention between liberality and prodigality.
The proverb is, how many men, so many minds, which make us proof how hard a thing it is of sundry minds to please the sundry kinds. In which respect I have inferred this, that where men's minds appear so different, no play, no part can all alike content. The grave divine calls for divinity, the civil student for philosophy. The courtier craves some rare sound history, the baser sort for knacks of pleasantry, so every sort desireth specially what thing may best content his fantasy. But none of these our barren toy affords. To pulpits we refer divinity, and matters of estate to council boards. As for the quirks of sage philosophy, or points of squirting scurrility, the one we shun, for childish years too rare, t'other unfit for such as present are. But this we bring is but to serve the time, a poor device to pass the day withal. To loftier points of skill we dare not climb, lest, perking over high, with shame we fall. Such as best doth beseem such as we be, such we present and crave your courtesy. That courtesy, that gentleness of yours, which wanted is to pardon faults of ours, which granted we have all that we require, your only favour, only our desire.
In words, to make description of my name, my nature or conditions were but vain, since this attire so plainly shows the same, as shown cannot be in words more plain. For lo, thus round about in feathers dight, doth plainly figure mine inconstancy, as feathers light of mind, of wit as light, subjected to mutability. And for to paint me forth more properly, behold, each feather decked gorgeously, with colours strange in such variety, as plainly pictures perfect vanity. And so I am, to put you out of doubt, even vanity wholly, within, without, in head, in heart, in all parts round about. But whence I come, and why hither I come, and upon whom I daily do attend, in brief to show you in a little sum, my special meaning is, and so an end. I come from Fortune, my most sovereign dame, amongst whose chiefest servants I am one. Fortune, that earthly goddess, great of name, to whom all suits I do prefer alone, she, minding in this place forthwith to appear, in her most gorgeous pomp and princely port, sends me to see all things in presence here, prepared and furnished in the bravest sort. Here will she mount this stately sumptuous throne, as she's wont to hear each man's desire, and whoso wins her favour by his moan, may have of her the thing he doth require. And yet another dame there is, her enemy, twixt whom remains continual emulation, virtue, who in respect of fortune's sovereignty is held, God wot, of simple reputation. Yet hither comes, poor soul, in her degree, this other seat half forced to supply. But twixt their states what difference will be, yourselves shall judge and witness when you see. Therefore I must go deck up handsomely, what best beseems Dame Fortune's dignity.
Postilion, stay. Thou drugg'st on like an ass. Now, here's an inn which I cannot well pass. Here will we bait and rest ourselves awhile.
Why, sir, you have to go but 6 small mile. The way is fair, the moon shines very bright. Best now go on, then rest for all night.
Tush, postil, fair or foul, or far or near, my weary bones must needs be rested here.
'Tis but a poultry inn, there's no good cheer, yet shall you pay for all things passing dear.
I care not for all that. I love mine ease.
Well, sir, a God's name, then do what you please.
Knock then at the gate.
Ho, who's at home? Ostler, Chamberlain, Tipstaff, ho, take in gentlemen. Knave, slave, host, hostess, ho! What, is there none that answers? Tootlemore! Sir, you must make entrance at some other port, for here's no passage.
No, let me come. I'll knock a little harder. Here I must in, for sure I will no farther. Ho! Who dwells here? I'll call on the women another while. Yo! Butter wench, dairymaid, nurse, laundress, cook, host, hostess, anybody! Ho!
Who's there?
Up, sir, with a horse nightcap. What, are you all in a drunken dream? Can you not hear?
Not a word more, he's fast asleep again. I fear, what ho?
How now?
Now the devil take thee. Can calling or knocking or nothing awake thee?
No, sir. What lackey?
Lodging.
What are you?
Gentleman, seest thou not?
Whence come ye?
What skill's that? Open the gate.
Nay, soft a while. I am not wont so late to take in guests.
What is
I
it?
king not. Away.
Niddy, stay a while, mine host. I pray thee, stay. Open the gate, I pray thee heartily, and what we take, we will pay thee royally.
And would you have lodging then?
Yea, rather than my life.
Then stay a while. I'll first go ask my wife.
Nay, send her rather to me if she be a pretty wench. We shall soon agree.
Now a bot's on him and his wife, both for me.
Then you would have lodgings belike, sir.
Yea, I prithee come quickly.
What's your name? And please you?
Prodigality.
And will you spend lustily?
Yea, that I will.
And take that ye find patiently?
What else?
And pay what I ask willingly?
Yeah, all reckonings unreasonably.
Well, go to. For this once I'm content to receive you. Come on it, sir. I dare say you are almost weary.
Thou mayst swear it.
O most unhappy state of reckless, humane kind! O dangerous race of man, unwitty, fond, and blind! O wretched worldlings, subject to all misery! When fortune is the prop of your prosperity, can you so soon forget that you have learned of yore the grave divine precepts, the sacred wholesome lore that wise philosophers with painful industry have written and pronounced for man's felicity? Willem hath been taught that fortune's hold is tickle. She bears a double face, disguised, false, and fickle, full frauded with all sleights. She playeth on the pack, on whom she smilest most, she turneth most to wrack. The time hath been when virtue had the sovereignty of greatest price and placed in chiefest dignity. But topsy-turvy now the world is turned about. Proud fortune is preferred, poor virtue clean thrust out. Man's sense so dulled is, so all things come to pass. Above the massy gold to steam the brittle glass.
Madam, have patience. Dame Virtue must sustain until the heavenly powers do otherwise ordain.
Equity. For my part, I envy not her state, nor yet mislike the meanness of my simple rate. But what the heavens assign, that do I still think best. My fame was never yet by fortune's frown oppressed. Hey, here, therefore, will I rest in this my homely bower, with patience to abide the storms of every shower.
By gogs, boys, these old stumps are stark tired. Shave hair round about for life conquired, where any posting nags were to be hired, and can get none, were they all fired. Chime came too late for money. I hold a penny. Suitors their fortune, there are so many, and all for money. She'll gauge around some. Money's gone before tenacity come. Then am I dressed to my even to my utter shame, a fool returned, like as a fool I came. Chime sure, chafe come 40 miles and 20, with all these bags you see and wallets empty. But when chafe suit to fortune, fine and dainty, I hope to build them up with money plenty. But here's one of whom I will conquire, will she may come attain to my desire. My son.
What, Father Crust? Whither pot you so fast?
Nay, but lady son, I can make no haste. What she may say to thee, chum tide clean.
More shame for you to keep your ass so lean. But whither go you now?
To a goodly lady, whom they call her Fortune.
And wherefore?
For money, son, but I fear she come too late.
Indeed, it seemeth by thy beggar's state, thou hast need of money. But let me hear, how or by whom thinkst thou to get this gear?
She'll speak of there, she'll make low curtsy.
Not somewhat, but how wilt thou come at her?
But lady, Zomes, that's true, there lies the matter. She'll make some friend.
Whom?
Some man of hers that near her doth attend.
Who is that?
I know not, should that unqueer of thee, and therefore if thou knowest, tell it me.
What, in such haste, forsooth, so suddenly, and so good cheap, without reward or fee?
Poor man, dear son, must crave of courtesy. Can I wants money? Thou shalt rewarded be.
Go to then, I'll tell thee. His name is Vanity.
And where is he?
No more ado, ask but for Vanity, reward him well, he'll help thee to money.
But where?
Why, here, in this place. This is Lady Fortune's palace.
Is this? Goodly lord, how gay it is. Now, hope I sure of money not to miss. So long, my son, I will go rest myself a while and come again.
Do so. Now sure this cloistrel makes me smile, to see his greedy gaping thus for gain. First hardly got, then kept with harder pain, as you ere long by proof shall see full plain.
This is mine old inn. Here chill knock. Hello! Hello!
What roister have we there that rappeth so?
How now, Sarah, what lack you?
Lodging.
Lodging? There is none, all is full.
How so?
Ta'en up by a gentleman long ago.
Let me yet have some room for mine ass.
Asinus super asinum, volitate ad furtus.
Who is that thou pratest therewithal?
Look forth and see, a lubber, fat, great and tall, upon a tired ass, bare, short and small.
Oh, 'tis Tenacity, mine own acquaintance, and to my wife of near alliance, Father Tenacity.
Mine host. Godspeed. How do you? Take an Ostler.
None, sir.
Chamberlain, wait upon my kindred here.
I will, sir.
As light as a fly, in pleasant jollity, with mirth and melody, sing money, money, money. Money, the minion, the spring of all joy. Money, the medicine that heals each annoy. Money, the jewel that man keeps in store. Money, the idol that women adore. That money am I, this fountain of bliss, whereof whoso tasteth doth never amiss. Money, 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 money. Sing money, 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 money.
What money? Sing you so lustily?
I have none other cause. Who would not sing merrily, being as I am, in such felicity, the god of the world? Who so mighty of power that as makes men and mars men, and all in an hour? Yet, yea, whereas I am is all prosperity, and where I want is naught but misery.
Money saith reason, for so doth it fare. Money makes masteries, all proverbs declare. But money, a fortune, our sovereign day, what news?
Marry, sir, of purpose I hither came to let thee know she will forthwith be here. And lo, she doth appear.
'Tis true. Now must I show my diligence. Down, ladies, stoop, do your reverence.
Reverence, do reverence, fair dames do reverence. Unto this goddess great do humble reverence, do humble reverence. Fortune of worldly state, the governance of man's delight, the mistress. Fortune of earthly bliss, the patroness, the spring of joy and happiness. Lo, this is she, with twinkling of her eye, that misers can advance to dignity, and princes turn to misers' misery. Reverence, due reverence.
Report hath spread that virtue here in place arrived is, her silly court to hold, and therefore I am come with faster pace to encounter her, whose countenance is so bold. I doubt not, but by this my pompous show, by vestures wrought with gold so gorgeously, by reverence done to me of high and low, by all these ornaments of bravery, by this my train that now attend me so, by kings that hail my chariot to and fro, Fortune is known the queen of all renown, that makes, that mars, sets up, and throws down. Well, is it known what contrary effects twixt Fortune and Dame Virtue hath been wrought? How still I contemn, she me rejects, I her despise, she setteth me at naught. So, as great wars are grown for sovereignty, and strife as great twixt us for victory, now is the time of trial to be had. The place appointed eke in presence here, so as the truth to all sorts, good and bad, more clear than light shall presently appear. It shall be seen what Fortune's power can do, when virtue shall be forced to yield thereto. It shall be seen where virtue cannot bide, but shrink for shame, her silly face to hide. Then Fortune shall advance herself before, all harms to help, all losses to restore. But why do I myself thus long restrain from executing this I do intend? Time posts away, and words they be but vain, for deeds indeed our quarrel now must end. Therefore in place I will no longer stay, but to my stately throne myself convey.
Reverence to reverence, fair dames do reverence to humble reverence.
How seldom is it seen that virtue is regarded, or men of virtuous sort for virtuous deeds rewarded. So wants the world to pamper those that naught deserve, while such as merit best without relief do starve. Great imperfections are in some of the greatest skill, that colours can discern white from black, good from ill. O blind effects of men, how are you led awry, to leave assured good, to like frail vanity? If some of virtue's train for prince and country's good, to show their faithful hearts shall hazard life and blood, and guerdonless depart without their due reward, small is the encouragement, the example very hard. Where any well deserve, and are rewarded well, where prince and people both in safety sure do dwell, where he that truly serves hath nothing for his pain, more hearts are lost than pecks of gold can ransom home again. Let states therefore that wish to maintain stately dignity seek to acquaint themselves with liberality. For that is it which wins the subjects' faithful love, which faithful love all harms from them and theirs remove. Liberality am I, virtue's steward here, who for the virtuous sort do nothing hold too dear. But few to virtue seek, all sorts to fortune fly, there seeking to maintain their chief prosperity. But whoso marks the end shall be enforced to say, O fortune, thou art blind, let virtue lead the way. But who comes here? It seemeth old Tenacity. I must away, for contraries cannot agree.
Well, since you see there is no other boot, she'll take pains to go the rest afoot. For Brock, mine ass, is saddle pinched well sore, and so am I, even here. She'll say no more. But yet, I must my business well apply, for which I came, that is, to get money. Chose that told that this is Lady Fortune's place. She'll go boldly to her. That's a black case. For if she speed not now at this first glance, jam sure to be dashed quite out of countenance by certain lusty gallant lads hereby, seeking Fortune's favour as well as I. Knew I where to find Master Vanity, Fortune's servant? Mine honesty, look where he comes in time as fine and trim, as if she held him all this while by the chin.
'Tis he indeed. What say you to him?
Marry, sir, shall now come for money.
For money, man? What? Still so hastily?
You, by guess, sir, 'tis high time she bore you. Cham averred another will at afore me.
Why so? Who is it thou fearest? Tell me.
Marry, sir, they call him Master Prodigality.
Prodigality? Is it true? Young, wasteful, roisting prodigality to encounter old, sparing, covetous, niggard tenacity. Sure, such a match as needs must yield a sport. Therefore, until the time the prodigality resort, I'll entertain this crust with some device. Well, father, to be sped of money with a trice, what will you give me?
Chavordy, son, do rid me quickly hence. She'll give thee a fair pence of 3 halfpence.
Indeed.
Here's my hand.
Now, sir, in sooth you offer so bountifully, as needs you must be used accordingly. But tell me, know you him that cometh here?
Cockballs, 'tis Prodigality, 'tis he that I did fear. I'm afraid she may go whistle now for money.
Tush, man, be of good cheer, I warrant thee. He speedeth best, the best rewardeth me.
Sir, now your reckoning is made even. I'll trust no more.
No?
No, sure.
Set cock on hoop then. By some means, good or bad, there is no remedy, but money must be had. By the body of an ox, behold here, this ass will be my familiar wheresoever I pass. Why, good man, crass. Tell me, is there no nay but where I go, you must forestall my way?
I Gob's flesh and his flounder, sir, to hope the Queen's highway is free for every man, for thee as me, for me as thee, for poor Tenacity as for Prodigality. She'll go in the Queen's peace about my business.
This way?
Yeah,
To whom?
to Fortune, my mistress.
Wherefore?
That's no matter to you.
No matter, sir. But by your crust ship, ere you go, 'tis a plain case Prodigality will know, and therefore be round. Come off, and tell me quickly.
And that's so vain, no. She go for money.
Out upon thee, villain, traitor, thief, pick purse, thou penurious knave, caterpillar, and what's worse, hast thou heard me say that for money I went, and couldst thou creep so closely my purpose to prevent? By the life I live, thou shalt die the death. Where shall I first begin? Above or beneath? Say thy prayers, slave!
How now, my friends? What need this variance? Money comes not by force, money comes by chance. And sith at one instance you both seek money, appeal both to fortune, and then you shall try whether either or neither may hit to have money.
Gentlemen, you say well. I know not your name, but indeed for that purpose to fortune I came, for furtherance whereof, if I might obtain your friendly help, I would quit your pain.
I'm your old acquaintance, sir. Remember me.
Thee, quotha, for thy large offers I may not forget thee. You both be my friends, and therefore indifferently I will commend you both to fortune's courtesy. Lady, most bright, renowned goddess fair, unto thy stately throne here do repair two suitors of two several qualities, and qualities indeed that be mere contraries. That one is called wasteful prodigality, this one cleaved covetous tenacity. Both at once unto your royal majesty most humbly make their suits for money.
Let's hear what they can say.
Divine goddess, behold, with all humility, for money I appeal unto thy deity, which in high honour of thy majesty I mean to spend abroad most plentifully.
Sweet mistress, grant to poor Tenacity the keeping of this golden, darling money. She'll bow to thee so long as life shall dure under strong lock and key. She'll keep him vast and sure.
Nay, pleaseth then your pleasant fantasy to hear them plead in musical harmony?
It liketh me.
None better.
Well, though my singing be but homely, just sing and spring too, it should lose money.
Well to it, a God's name. Let's sing go then, and each sing for himself the best he can.
The princely heart that freely spends relieves full many 1,000 more. He getteth praise, he gaineth friends, and people's love procures therefore. But pinching fist that spareth all, of due relief the needy robs. Naught can be caught when naught doth fall, there comes no good of greedy cobs. This issue therefore do I make, the best deserver draw the stake.
Whilst thou dost spend with friend and foe, I home she hold the plough by the tear. She dig, she delve, she zet, she zow, she mow, she reap, she ply my flail. A pair of dice is my delight, thy delight, that lives for most part by the spoil. I truly labor day and night to get my living by the toil. Chill therefore sure, this issue make, the besties ever drew the stake.
Hello, satis disputatum.
Nay, by my father's soul, Fran, now Chave once begun. Let him to it, she passed not when she done.
Lo, lady, you have heard our reasons, both expressed, and thereby are resolved, I hope, who merits best.
Dame Fortune dealeth not by merit, but by chance. He hath it but by hap, whom Fortune doth advance. And of his hap, as he hath small assurance, so in his hap likewise is small continuance. Therefore, as a venture, my dear son Money, I do commit you unto prodigality.
To prodigality? Ah, poor Money, I pity thee. Continual unrest must be thy destiny. Each day, each hour, yet every minute toast, like to a tennis ball from pillar to post.
I am where I like.
And is there no other remedy? Must poor Tenacity put up the injury?
Your time is not yet come.
When will it come, trow ye?
At the next turning water, happy.
And she wist that, should the more quietly depart, and keep there while a hungry hoping heart. How sayest thou, friend Vanity?
No doubt, but 'tis best.
Yeah, and farewell to all at once.
Good night and good rest. And now will I, likewise with my sweet Money, go hunt abroad for some good company. Huh? Vanity, for thy pains, I will not grease thy fist, peltingly with 2 or 3 crowns, but when thou list, come boldly unto Prodigality's chest, and take thou what thou wilt. 'Tis ever open.
I thank you, sir. 'Tis honourably spoken.
Yet, ere I go, with song of joyfulness, let me to Fortune show my thankfulness. Thou that dost guide the world by thy direction, thou that dost conquer states to thy subjection, thou that dost keep each king in thy correction, thou that preservest all in thy protection, for all thy gifts unto thy majesty, I yield both thanks and praise immortally. Sweet Money, the minion that sails with all winds, sweet Money, the minstrel makes merry all minds, sweet Money that gables of bondage unbehind, sweet Money that maintains all sports of all kinds. This is that sweet Money that rules like a king and makes me all praises of money to sing.
Now, if faith, you little peevish harlotry, I'll one day make you spit your meat more handsomely. By my truth, truly had I not come in the rather, she had laid me to the fire the loin of veal and capon both together, not weighing, like an unwitty girlish mother, that the one would ask more roasting than the other, so that either the veal had been left stark raw, or else the capon burnt, and so not worth a straw. And that had been a pity, for I assure you at a word, a better bird, a fairer bird, a finer bird, a sweeter bird, a younger bird, a tenderer bird, a daintier bird, a crisper bird, a more delicious bird was there never set upon any gentleman's board. But I lack my guests that should pay for this gear, and sure my mind gives me I should find them here. 2 of mine acquaintance, familiar grown, the third to me yet a gentleman unknown, more than by hearsay, that he is fresh and lusty, full of money, and by name Prodigality. Now, sir, to link him sure to his hostess Dandaline, Dandaline must provide to have all things very fine, and therefore already it is definitum. The gentleman shall want nothing, may please his appetitum. And because most meats unsauced are motives to drouth, he shall have a lemon to moisten his mouth. A lemon, I mean, no lemon I trow. Take heed, my fair maids, you take me not so. For though I go not as grave as my grandmother, yet I have honesty as well as another. But hush, now shall I hear some news?
Fellow Tomkin, I think this world is made of flint. There's neither money nor wares worth money in't.
Hold thy peace, Dick. It cannot still keep at this stint. We are now lighted on such a mint as, follow it well, I dare warrant thee, thy turn shall be served in every degree.
Dick boy, mine own boy, how dost thou? What cheer?
What, Dandaline, mine hostess? What make you here?
I came of purpose to inquire for thee.
And I came of purpose to seek Prodigality.
What, he you told me of? Indeed, is it he?
Aye, of my fidelity.
A good boy of mine honesty. But when come ye?
As soon as I can find him.
Seek him, good Dick, and find him speedily. For this, I assure ye, your supper is ready.
Go home before, make all things very fine.
I will. Farewell.
Farewell.
Farewell to Tomkin too.
Farewell, sweet Dandaline.
But hear ye, bring him.
Who?
Tush a God's name, you know who. I mean the gentleman.
Go to. Now, Tom, now to the purpose where first we began.
Cast away care, Dick, I'll make thee a man.
Gospel in thy mouth, Tom, for it never went worse. Master Money hath left me, never a penny in my purse.
'Twill be better, Dick. Shall see shortly.
I pray thee, tell me, is this brave Prodigality so full of money as he is said to be?
Full, quotha. He's too full, I promise thee.
And will he lash it out so lustily?
Exceedingly, unreasonably, unmeasurably.
Then may such mates as we, that be so bare, hope some way or other to catch a share.
Assure thyself that. But whist, he cometh here. Let's entertain him with familiar cheer.
In order, then, bravely.
How is it, my sweet Money? Shall we be lusty now?
Be as lusty as you will. I'll be as lusty as you.
Who lacks money? Ah, who lacks money? But ask, and you shall have money, money, money.
Sir, here be they that care not for your money, so much as for your merry company.
And company it is I seek, assuredly.
Oh, then there be companions to fit your fantasy, and at all estates to answer your desire, to go, to run, to stay, to do as you require.
What can I wish more? Well then, I pray, what sport, what pastimes shall we first essay?
Now, first, sir, we both pray you heartily to take a poor supper with us here hard by, where we will determine by common consent what pastimes are fittest for us to frequent.
I grant.
Then, if you please, with some sweet roisting harmony, let us begin the utahs of our jollity.
Thou hitst my hand. But money, what sayest thou?
I say I like it. Go to it, I pray.
Shall I begin?
Yay.
Then surely shall it be to thee, for thee, and in honor of thee. Sweet money, the minion that sails with all winds. Sweet money, the minstrel that makes merry minds. Fly it like knobs.
The more a man with virtuous dealing doth himself inure, the less with worldly business he is molested sure. Which maketh proof that as turmoils still toss the worldly mind, so minds exempt from worldly toil desired quiet find. And chiefly where the life is led in virtuous exercise, there is no toil but ease and contentation to the wise. But what account how slight regard is had of virtue here, by actions on this worldly stage most plainly doth appear. Men see without most just desert of virtue naught is got. To fortune therefore fly they still that giveth all by lot. And finding fortune's gift so pleasant, sweet, and savory, they build thereon as if they should endure perpetually. But this is sure, and that most sure, that fortune is unsure. Herself most frail, her gifts as frail, subject to every shower. And in the end, who buildeth most upon her surety, shall find himself cast headlong down to depths of misery. Then, having felt the crafty sleights of fortune's fickle train, is forced to seek by virtue's aid to be relieved again. This is the end. Run how he list, this man of force must do. Unless his life be clean cut off, this man must come unto. In time, therefore, man might do well to care for his estate, lest, ledded by extremity, repentance come too late.
Sir, I beseech you, speak a good word to me for me to the prince, that by her letters I may be commended to some province where service is to be had, either there to die with fame, or else get me somewhat whereon to live without shame. For beg I cannot, and steal I may not, the truth is so, but need doth make, the proverb saith, the old wife to trot for woe. Yet whom stark need doth pinch, at length the devil drives to go. Therefore, I beseech you, pity his extremity, that would not make this suit without necessity.
Who be you, my friend?
By birth, a gentleman, by profession, a soldier, who, though I say it in all our sovereign's war, with hazard of my blood and life have gone as far, and haply some others whose fortunes have been better, but I in service yet never could be a getter. Ne can I impute it but to mine own destiny, for well I know the prince is full of liberality.
What is your name, sir?
My name is Captain Welldone.
Are you Captain Welldone?
Though unworthy, sir, I bear that name.
Give me your hand, Captain Welldone, for your fame. In feats of arms and service of your country, I have heard oft that you have deserved greatly. Therefore, think this that, as you merit much, so the consideration thereof shall be such, as duly doth pertain to your desert. Trust me, the prince herself, unmoved of my part, your dutiful service hath specially regarded, and expressly commands that it be well rewarded. Wherefore you shall not need to seek service abroad. I exhort you at home still to make your abode, that if in this realm occasions of war be offered, you and others your like may be employed.
My duty binds me to obey.
Then for this time you shall not need to stay. As for your cause, I will remember it, and see it holpen too, as shall be fit. Truly, if I should not have care of this man's necessity, I should both swerve from virtue and from honesty.
Sir, I humbly beseech you help to perform my suit.
What is it?
There's an office phone which I would gladly execute.
Who be you?
A servant here in court.
Do you serve the prince?
No, and it please you.
Whom then?
A nobleman near about her Majesty.
In what degree?
Forsooth, sir, as his secretary.
How long have you served?
A year or twain.
And would you so soon be preferred? In sooth, my friend, I would be glad, as I may, to do you any good, but this I say, who seeks by virtue preferment to attain, in virtuous proceeding must take more pain, than can be well taken in a year or twain. For time gives experience of every man's deeds, and each man by merit accordingly speeds. Go forward, my friend, in virtue with diligence, and time for your service shall yield you recompense. Your lord and master is very honorable, and him in your suits you shall find favorable. And as for my part, as erst I did say, I never will hinder where further I may. Let this for the time be your answer.
Sir, my boldness I beseech you to bear.
God be with you. Some men deserve and yet do want their due. Some men again on small deserts do sue. It therefore standeth princes' officers in hand, the state of every man rightly to understand, that so by balance of equality, each man may have his hire accordingly. Well, since Dame Virtue unto me doth charge of many things refer, I must go do that best beseems a faithful officer.
Liberty! Liberty! I cry, liberty! Catch me if you can! Prodigality! Never was their poor soul so cruelly handled. I was at first like a cockney dandled, stroked on the head, kissed, and well cherished, and I so thought I surely should have continued, but now, how my case is altered suddenly. You would not believe unless you saw it apparently in faith, since you saw me. I have been turmoiled from post to pillar. See how I am spoiled. The villains among them provided the roist, but money was forced to pay for the cost, both of their feasting and of their chamber cheer. Yea, in every place have they fleeced me so near. He a fleece, she a fleece, and nothing I could keep. But glad to run away like a new shorn sheep, and though I have been pinched very near, I'm glad to see you in good health, everyone here. And now I have escaped the treacherous treachery of such a thriftless roisting company. To my mother in haste again I will get me and keep it home safely. From thence let them fed me.
What, Master Money? How goeth the world with you?
Look but upon me. Thou mayst quickly judge how.
Why, where the vengeance, where the devil hast thou been? Among brambles, or briars, or spirit sure, I ween?
Both ween and wot it, I have passed a wilderness of most mischievous and miserable distress. Sharp brambles, sharp briars, and terrible scratchers, bears, wolves, apes, lions, most ravering scratchers, thorns, thistles, apes, lions, most horrible stingers, ravens, gripes, and griffins. Oh, vengeable ringers, yea, through my whole passage such damnable sights as I cannot but judge them most damnable sprites. Laugh ye, my friend, it is no laughing toy.
But who did guide you in this labyrinth of joy?
Who, sir? Your minion, Sir Prodigality, the captain elected of all roisting knavery. He will be hanged, I warned him shortly. Yet go to, laugh on.
Are you not a cuckold?
I may be indeed, my clothes be but thin, and therefore I will even go get me in that fortune my mother may clothe me anew.
Do so. You had need so, I may say so. Now sure it is a world of worlds to see, how all the world inclines to vanity. Men seek it at first, that is but vanity, and lose it at last, that was but vanity, and yet continue still to follow vanity, as though it were a thing of certainty. And I, that bear the name of vanity, and see the world's exceeding vanity, in following so the tracks of vanity, do triumph still amid my empery, and laugh at their simplicity, that will be so misled by vanity. But who is this? Oh, I know him, a scholar of our train. 'Tis Robert Crunch that comes for money again.
Godspeed, Master Vanity.
Welcome, Master Tenacity.
Sir, charm come once again for money.
So methinks.
Shall be sped now at length, trow you?
I cannot tell ye. 'Tis hard to say. Peradventure yea, peradventure nay.
How so, man?
I fear me you will spend him too fast away.
Ha 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 ha. Dost thou bear that, friend Vanity? Shalt not need, man. She'll keep him safe, she'll warrant thee. Ha ha, that chide them in my clutches. Shouldst see, I trow, whether 'should keep him vast and safe. Oh no, I pray thee, good sweet Master Vanity, speak one good word for poor Tenacity.
And dost thou indeed so well love money?
Do my wife's bees at home, thinkest thou, love honey? Eh?
What wouldst thou do with it?
Ch-ch-ch-ch.
Should what should?
Do no harm.
No, nor much good, I think, too great nor small. But well, put case, I procure thee to speed. You will remember your promise that I shall be feed.
God's vast man. Yea, she'll do it. Yeah, she'll do it.
Stand there a while and wait. Bright goddess, behold here again Tenacity, that humbly makes his suit to have money.
For money? Oh there, money finds himself well. Money hath no liking from fortune to dwell.
In varnum labora verant, come.
Now, good suit, honey, there, golden mistress. Let poor Tenacity taste of thy goodness. Thee she honor, thee she serve, thee she reverence. And in thy help, she put my whole confidence.
Money, you must go to him. There is no remedy.
Yea, and be used as before with prodigality.
Let prodigality go to the gallows tree. Why, man, he and I are clean contrary. I shall call thee, she'll cuss thee.
So did he.
She'll save thee, she'll spare thee, she'll keep thee from wasting.
So did not he. Go to then, seeing that my mother's will is such, to put it in adventure, I will not grudge.
Oh, my sweeting, my darling, my jewel, my joy, my pleasure, my treasure, my own pretty boy.
How now? What mean you by this, Tenacity?
Oh, forbid me not to kiss my sweet money. Farewell, Fortune. And Fortune, she thank thee alway. Come on, Sirrah. She'll make you vast, Bumfay.
What? With ropes? What means that?
I've been of robbing by the highway. La me fa so mi fa re mi do ma.
Monstrous, vile, filthy luck. See, in the twinkling of an eye, in the twinkling of an eye, scarce knowing which way, I have lost my money.
Out of all doubt, prodigality. He is not gone yonder way.
Then seek some other course. Make here no stay. He must be found out. There is no remedy. Thou knowst in one pickle we stand without money.
Why, sure, prodigality, it can be no other. But he is returned to fortune his mother.
Think'st thou so? Thou, Fortune, hear'st thou? By fair means, I advise thee, restore my money to me again, deal plainly and wisely, or by this sharp-edged sword shall see me play a proud part, for I will have him again, in spite of thy heart.
Whom have we here that keepeth such a coil?
Even he that will not put up such a foil.
What's the matter?
Vanity, to that dame thy mistress, commend me. Tell her, it doth not a little offend me to have my money in such great despite taken so from me without any right. What though it were once her own proper gift, yet given 'tis mine. There's no other shift. Therefore charge her, in the name of prodigality, that he be restored to me incontinently, lest she repent it.
These be sore and cruel threatenings, marry. Is your haste so great that by no means you may tarry?
I will not tarry, and therefore make haste.
Soft, sir, a little. There is no time past. You may tarry. You must tarry, for aught as I know. Nay, then you shall tarry, whether you will or no.
Swoons, sir, he mocks you.
Jibe not with me, you horse and rascal slave. For money I come, and money will I have. Sirrah! Vanity! Vanity! What? Vanity! Speak and be hanged! Vanity! What will it not be?
A prodigious knave. What a slave is this?
Fortune. Fine fortune, you minion. If ye be wise, bethink ye be times. Take better advice. Restore unto me my money quietly. Else look for wars. Vanity. Fortune. Vanity!
Sir, you see it booteth not.
It is but my ill luck. Now the devil and his dam give them both suck. What may we do? What counsel givest thou, Dick?
Marry, sir, be ruled by me. I'll show you a trick. How you may have him quickly.
As how?
Scale the walls. In at the window. By force let him.
None better. In faith, fetch a ladder, and I will set him. Fortune, thou injurious dame, thou shalt not by this villainy have cause to triumph over prodigality. Why speak'st thou not? Why speak'st thou not, I say? Thy silence doth breed but thine own hurt and decay.
Here's the ladder.
He set it too. What? What's it? What's this? Help quickly.
Mercy, good halter, or else you had been yoked.
Oh, thou vile, ill-favoured, crow-trodden, high-pecked runt, thou abominable, blind, foul filth, Is this thy wont? First maliciously to spoil men of their goods, and then by subtle sleights thus to seek their blood? I abhor thee. I defy thee wheresoever I go. I do proclaim myself thy mortal. Oh!
News! Prodigality! News!
Good, and God will.
What news, Tom?
I have met with money.
Where?
Marry, sir, he is going into a strange country with an old chuff called Tenacity.
Oh, Tenacity. Is that Tinker's budget so full of audacity?
'Tis true.
Then must we take him?
Yes, easily, with good horses.
Let's go then, for God's sake, we'll catch him in a trap.
Go.
We will with you, whatever else shall hap.
O rotten rope, that thou must be so brittle! Hast thou but happened to have held a little, I had taught my princocks against another time so to presume Dame Fortune's bower to climb. To make such escape, his hap was very good. Well, he 'scaped fair, I swear by the rood. But will you have me say my fantasy? Quod defertur non effertur? For assuredly the gentleman will never hold himself quiet till once more he come to taste of this diet. Mark the end.
Vanity!
Madam?
Is this royster gone?
Yea, madam, he is gone.
Then get thee anon, and cause my attendants to come away. For here as now I will no longer stay, but prosecute this foe of mine so fast, by mischiefs all I may, that at the last he shall arrive unto a wretched end, and with repentance learn how to offend a goddess of my state and dignity.
Lady, to do your will, I hasten willingly.
Dame Fortune's power, her most exceeding might, is known by this as an undoubted thing, since here most plainly hath appeared in sight, how all the world doth hang upon her wing, how high and low, of all states and degrees, do rise and fall again as she decrees. Then let not virtue think it scorn to yield to Fortune, chief of power, chief sovereignty. Sith Fortune here by proof hath won the field, subdued her foes, and got the victory. For as she lists to favour, else to frown, she hoisteth up, or headlong hurleth down.
Madam, here are your vassals ready pressed to do the thing that Fortune liketh best.
Well then, come on to witness this our victory. Depart we hence with sound of fame triumphantly.
Reverence to reverence, reverence to reverence.
Come on, my Vulcan. Come on, my fat ox. Come, porkling. Come on. Come, pretty twattocks. Where will it not be yet faster? Curtsy. This gentleman of late is waxen so pursy, as at every land's end he seeketh to rest him. How think ye? Hath not Tenacity trimly dressed him?
Prodigality, if thou lovest me, let us here stay. For sure, I can do no more than I may. I am out of breath, as weary as a dog.
A lust lover as fat as a hog.
Come up, gentle money. We may not here stay.
I must needs prodigality, there is no nay. For if I should me stir 1 inch from the ground, I think I shall die sure of fall in a sound.
Then you must be drawn.
Drawn or hanged, all is one. For I cannot stir me, my breath is gone.
How like you this grossome opus, so mightily grown?
I like him the better that he is your own.
A more monstrous beast, a beast more unwieldy. Since first I was born, yet never behold I.
Indeed, the whoreson is waxen somewhat too fat, but we will find medicines to remedy that.
Sir, let me have him a little incure to put my poor practice of physic in your, and I dare warrant ye with a purgation or twain, I'll rid him out of all of his pain.
I think a glister were better.
Nay, a suppository.
Nay, then, what say you of letting blood?
I think that some of these should do him good. Ask the physician.
Prodigality.
No?
I am sick.
Where, ma'am?
Faith, here, in my belly. It swells, I assure ye, out of all measure.
Take heed it grow not to a tympany.
And if it do, what is the danger then?
A consumption.
A consumption? Marry, God forbid, man.
What think you now of Tenacity? Was he your friend or your foe?
That wretch Tenacity hath brought me to all this woe. 'Twas he indeed that sought to destroy me, that he would never use me or employ me, but Prodigality, sweet Prodigality, help me to help to provide some present remedy. Let me not be thus miserably spilt. Ease me of this, and use me as thou wilt. Yet had I rather live in state bare and thin than this monstrous blight that how I am thin, so fatty, so foggy, so all out of measure, that I myself take no kind of pleasure.
Why, rise up then quickly, and let us be gone.
Friends, you must help me. I cannot rise alone.
Come on, my sweet money. We must have a mean to turn this foggy fat to a finer lean.
The sooner the better.
Nay, money, doubt not, but by sweat or by vomit, I warrant thee, boy, shortly thou shalt be rid of.
Rid, quoth he. If shaving, or boxing, or scouring, or anointing, or scraping, or purging, or bloodletting, or rubbing, or paring, or chafing, or fretting, or aught else will rid it, he shall want no ridding. Come on, money. Let's be jogging.
Thieves! Neighbours, thieves, come forth, beset the country!
Hark. Mr. Weil, what might this clamour be?
His wounds, we are undone, Prodigality. The constables come after with hue and cry.
Oh, Cerberus, what shall we do?
Stand back, lie close, and let them pass by.
Thieves! Thieves! Oh, vile! Oh, detestable deed! Thieves! Neighbours! Come forth! Away! Abroad with speed! Where to all these constables?
Why, what's the matter, friend, I pray?
Why, thieves, man! I tell thee, come away!
Thieves, in faith! Wife! My skull! My jacket! My brown bill!
Come away quickly!
Dick, Tom, will ye, whoreson, make ye all ready and haste. But let me hear, how stands the case?
Marry, sir, hereby, not far from this place, a plain simple man, riding on his ass, meaning home to his country in God's peace to pass, by certain roysters, most furious and mad, is spoiled and robbed of all that he had. And yet not contented when they had his money, but the villains have also murdered him most cruelly.
Good God for his mercy.
It was my hap to come then presently by him. I found him dead, with 20 wounds upon him.
But what became of them?
They fled this way.
Then, neighbour, let us here no longer stay, but hence and lay the country round about. They shall be quickly found, I have no doubt.
My lords, you see how far this worldly state perverted is, from good declined, inclined still to follow things amiss. You see but very few that make of virtue any price. You see all sorts with hungry wills run headlong into vice.
We see it often. We sorrow much, and heartily lament that of himself man should not have better government.
The very beasts that be devoid of reason, dull and dumb, by nature learn to shun those things whereof their hurt may come. If man were then but as a beast, only by nature taught, he would also by nature learn to shun what things are not. But man with reason is endued. He reason hath for stay, which reason should restrain his will from going much astray.
Madam, 'tis true, where reason rules, there is the golden mean.
But men must stoop to stubborn will, which conquereth reason clean.
And will again to fancy yields, which twain be special guides, that train a man to tread ill paths, where ease and pleasure bides.
No ease, no pleasure can be good that is not got with pains.
That is the cause from virtue's love man's fancy still refrains.
And pains, I think they feel likewise, that unto vice do bend.
They feel, no doubt, but yet such pains come not before the end.
I grieve for man, that man should be of ill attempts so vain.
Grieve not for that. Evil tasted once turns him to good again.
Then will I take a cheerful mind, unpleasant thoughts expel, and cares for man commit to them that in the heavens do dwell.
Do so, dear madam, I beseech you most heartily, and recreate yourself before you go hence with some sweet melody.
If pleasure be the only thing that man doth seek so much, chief pleasures rest where virtue rules, no pleasures can be such. Though virtue's ways be very straight, her rocks be hard to climb, yet such as do aspire thereto enjoy all joys in time. Plain is the passage unto vice, the gaps lay wide to ill. To them that wade through lewdness lake, the ice is broken still. This therefore is the difference, the passage first seems hard to virtue's train, but then most sweet at length is their reward. To those again that follow vice, the way is fair and plain, but fading pleasures in the end are bought with lasting pain. If pleasure be the only thing that man doth seek so much, chief pleasures rest where virtue rules. No pleasures can be such. Thank you very much.
Now, my lords, I see no cause but that depart we may.
Madam, to that shall like you best, we willingly obey.
Yet, lady, stay a while and hear of strange adventures.
Of what adventures tell you? Let us know.
Master Sheriff, of that is happened, do you make show?
And may it please you, the effect is this. There's a certain royster named Prodigality that long about this town hath ruffled in great jollity. A man long suspected of very lewd behavior, yet standing ever so high in fortune's favor, as never till now he could be bewrayed of any offense that to him might be laid. Now, wanting belike his wonted bravery, he thought to supply it by murder and robbery.
By murder and robbery?
Yeah, sure.
How?
This gallant, I tell you, with other lewd Franians, such as himself, unthrifty companions, in most cruel sort by the highway side, assaulted a countryman, as he homewards did ride, robbed him, and spoiled him of all that they might, and lastly, bereaved him of his life outright.
Horrible fact.
Yeah, the country hereupon raised hue and shot straight away. Yeah, he's apprehended, his fellows fled away. I supplying, though unworthy, for this year the place of an officer and sheriff of this shire, to my prince's use, have seized on his money, and bring you the same according to my duty. Praying the party may have the law with speed, that others may be terrified from so foul a deed.
So horrible a fact can hardly plead for favor. Therefore go you, Equity. Examine more diligently the manner of this outrageous robbery. And as the same by examination shall appear, due justice may be done in presence here.
It shall be done, madam.
Then, madam, I pray you, appoint some officer to take the money, that I may return again with equity.
Let it be delivered to my steward Liberality.
What, money? How come you to be so fat and foggy?
Surely, sir, by the old chuff, that miser Tenacity.
How so?
He would never let me abroad to go, but locked me up in coffers, or in bags, bound me fast. And then, like a boar in a sty, he fed me at last. Thus did Tenacity did spoil me for want of exercise. But Prodigality, clean contrariwise, did toss me and fleece me so bare and so thin that he left nothing on me but very bone and skin.
Well, money, will you bide with him that can devise to rid you and keep you from these extremities?
Who is that?
Even myself, Liberality.
Sir, I like you well, and therefore willingly I am contented with you to remain, so as you protect me from the other twain.
I warrant thee, first from thy bands I'll set thee free. And after thy sickness cured shall be.
Thanks and obedience, and I yield and bow to Liberality.
My lord, according to your appointment and will, I come to attend your pleasure.
Have you brought your bill?
Yea, my lord.
Give it me. I'll be your mean unto the prince, that it may dispatch it be. The while take here these 100 crowns to relieve you.
God save the Queen, and God save Liberality.
Sir, I have long served the prince at great expense, and long have I been promised a recompense. I beseech you consider of me.
What, do you serve without a fee?
Yea, truly, sir.
Hold, pray for the queen.
Oh, it shall be my prayer day and night, truly. God save the Queen, and God save Liberality.
Now, good my lord, vouchsafe of your charity, to cast here aside your faithful eye upon a poor soldier, naked and needy, that in the Queen's wars was maimed, as you see.
Where have you served?
In France, in Flanders, but in Ireland most,
Under whom?
under Captain Welldone.
He was my soldier indeed, sir, until he lost his leg.
Hold, pray for the Queen.
God save the Queen and God save Liberality.
Room, my masters. Give place, stand by. Sir Equity hath sent me to let you understand that hither he will resort out of hand to sit upon the arraignment of Prodigality.
In good time.
Behold, he comes.
Now, Equity, how falls the matter out?
That Prodigality is guilty of the fact, no doubt, and therefore, for furtherance of justice effectually, my lord the judge comes to sit upon him presently, wherein we crave your assistance.
I'll wait upon you.
Room, my masters, room for my lord. Stand by.
Call for the prisoner.
Make an oyez, Crier.
Oyez! Oyez! Oyez!
Sheriff of Middlesex,
Sheriff of Middlesex!
bring forth the prisoner.
Bring forth the prisoner!
Prodigality.
Prodigality!
Pain of the peril shall fall thereon.
Pain of the peril shall fall thereon.
Here, sir.
Prodigality, hold up thy hand. Thou art indicted here by the name of Prodigality, for that thou, the 4th day of February, in the 43 year of the prosperous reign of Elizabeth, our dread sovereign, by the grace of God, of England, France, and Ireland, Queen, defender of the faith, and so on, together with the other malefactors yet unknown, at Highgate, in the county of Middlesex aforesaid, did feloniously take from one Tenacity of the parish of Pankridge, yeoman, in the said county, £1,000 of gold and silver sterling, and also held thyself, the said Prodigality, with a sword, price 20 shillings, then and there cruelly did give the said Tenacity upon the head one mortal wound, whereof he is now dead, contrary to the Queen's peace, her crown, and dignity.
How sayest thou, Prodigality, to this robbery, felony, and murder? Art thou guilty or not guilty?
My lord, I beseech you, grant me counsel to plead my cause.
That may not be. It standeth not with our laws.
Well then, my lord, good my lord, let me some respite take.
Neither may that be. Thus doth the indictment lie. Thou art accused of murder and robbery, to which thou must now answer presently, whether thou be thereof guilty or not guilty.
Well, since there is no other remedy and that my facts fall out so apparently, I will confess that, indeed, I am guilty, most humbly appealing to the prince's mercy.
Then what canst thou say for thyself, Prodigality, that according to the law thou shouldst not die?
Nothing, my lord, but still appeal to the prince's mercy.
Then hearken to thy judgment. Thou, Prodigality, by that name hast been indicted and arraigned here of robbery, murder, and felony, against the laws committed by thee, the indictment whereof being read unto thee, here thou confessest thyself to be guilty therein, whereupon I judge thee to be had from hence to the place thou camest from, and from thence to the place of execution, there to be hanged till thou be dead. God have mercy on thee.
My lord, I most humbly beseech you to hear me.
Say on.
I confess, I have run a wanton, wicked race, which now hath brought me to this woeful, wretched case. I am heartily sorry, and with tears do lament my former lewd and vile misgovernment. I find the brittle stay of trustless fortune's state. My heart now thirsteth after virtue, all too late. Yet, good my lord, of pity, condescend to be a mean for him that meaneth to amend. The prince is merciful, of whose great mercy full many have largely tasted already, which makes me appeal thereto more boldly.
Prodigality, I not mislike your wilful disposition, and therefore for you to the prince there shall be made petition, that though your punishment be not fully remitted, yet in some part it may be qualified.
God save your life!
Most mighty queen, yonder I sat in place, presenting show of chiefest dignity. Here prostrate low before your princely grace, I show myself, such as I ought to be, your humble vassal, subject to your will, with fear and love your grace to reverence still.
Reverence, reverence, do reverence. And thus concludes the contention. I'll ask the company back into the room to join us. Performing today was Francis, Eric, Alan, Elizabeth, Dan, Lynn, Helen, Rachael, Briony, and Alexandra. All the credits are in the show notes. This is possibly one of the most fiddly plays that we've done in a second look. It's got so many entrances and exits, so many bits of business, which are just that sort of things that in real world you just crack on with. We brought out some lovely things there, but we also. I felt the struggle was real today. I felt that was a fair distinction. But even so, we're always here to give the idea of what a show potentially could be like, and finding other layers, finding additional things in it. We don't really have very long to decompress, as it were, from that. Francis is safe within his feathered shell there. But were there any thoughts in the room about the difference between just reading through this before at pace and the difference through having had a bit more time? It's always a bit of a problem for us in the room to know whether the action is clearer because it's clearer, because we've done a few things with it, or whether it's just clearer because we did it 2 weeks ago, so we already know what's happening. And that's something, perhaps a little bit of time to come back to give an idea what's going on. But yeah, any thoughts in the room in these closing moments? Briony.
Just, I really like this double second look thing that we're trialing with this, because I don't know, I think that's one of the best second looks that I've seen. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I do think as a process it's the best of both worlds. I heartily concur, but then it was my idea in the first place. Alan, then Elizabeth.
Yeah, I think the problem with this one is because there is quite a lot of physical action shown in the stage directions and indicated in the text, that poses its own problems in trying to do it in a non-physical environment. And I suspect that, for example, the roistering scenes between Prodigality and the two ne'er-do-wells would be almost infinitely expandable on stage, depending on what the director's patience was like.
And it's just the logistics, because people are just popping on and off stage. It's not even that they're exiting. They're sort of semi-on stage, it's a semi-off stage at times. And it's just really fiddly in this medium to do that efficiently. It should look better once we've put some edit points in. But it is just one of those things that it's just really, really tricky. With no rehearsal, I should point out, we haven't. We just made some notes about what we were going to do since last time, and there's been some liaising, but we do not have that luxury in this process. Elizabeth.
Yeah, just speaking to what's just been said, I thought that this was really one of the best second looks that I've ever seen. I was just enraptured, like as an audience member, and I thought it gave a sense of the performativity of Zoom, because I know some people have been saying in the group that Zoom have been used for performance, and today I really saw that performance action in the Zoom medium. And I thought that it would be very, very good for younger audiences, 16 to 19s, I think would really enjoy it. And I think that there was a character in there for everyone. I can imagine 16 to 19-year-olds going, oh, I really like that character, oh, I really like that scene. And I just really enjoyed it.
Well, I think the element of the music in it. I mean, if we were using really proper music with backing and stuff, the fact that this felt so much more like a musical this time around as well, or sort of cabaret turns that we kept having, that I think is part of it as well. It's very silly at times. I love that. Helen.
Yeah, I think also the extra work done with the odd prop does well, but the best, of course, was the difference in Francis's performance with and without the feather boa, because
it's a very tactile thing, isn't it, Francis?
It is. Everybody else has dropped their props, but he hasn't.
As an actor, I've noticed this with other things I've done. I really get that whole thing that when you get the costume on, it's such a help.
I mean, it's money as well. The difference between money at different times in this. I mean, those little things in the cheeks and just like costume changes does make a lovely journey there, shall we say? Which you did trial out the first time round. I mean, so it was there was a sort of increase over time of things. Other thoughts before we close the session close the sessions for the week, before we make sure that we know what we're doing next week. Hopefully something slightly more straightforward. As we start the process again, Briony.
Just that there were some lots of really nice little moments within this, and with the characterization being so much more there today, there was one moment in particular where it was one of the ne'er-do-wells, I think it was Rachael and Alexandra who were on screen. Alexandra was being this wonderfully emotive, really upset Prodigality, and then Rachael was kind of a bit deadpan, and just the contrast was brilliant. And we didn't necessarily see that before when we weren't as into the characters.
Yeah, and just the way that Prodigality was getting more bling as once been with money for a bit, and it was very 80s excess at one point. 80s power dressing. Okay. Any other thoughts? Otherwise, I will be closing the session now. As we'll say, we can decompress a bit now. The week's over. All that remains is to thank all these wonderful performers for taking this play a step further. The next stage in the process is either a third look, where we make some trims and some minor adjustments, or we just go full in and find some money and do a full production. Who knows? Further down the line, if you've enjoyed it, message us, make suggestions, comments. You can even support us on Patreon, patreon.com/Beyond Shakespeare, and say you want to see more of this kind of thing. For more of this kind of nonsense, get in touch. Thank you very much, everyone, and goodbye.